dear students and working accountants. Welcome to my Export Tally Prime YouTube channel. My name is Baburao from Hyderabad. So in the yesterday class, we did we learned about the default groups, ledgers, and voucher types in Tally Prime. The test release 4.1. So before that, what is the configuration and what are the company features and all these things. And before the creation of the company and everything, we learned. Now, today, we are going to learn how to enter into the company and how to, after creating is created, how to enter into the company and how to work in the company. Working means recording the transactions. So I am sharing the screen. See here. So everything will come to the creation of the company, relating or everything about the company. And when you are creating the company, or already existing company, before working in the company, we have to know about the company features. To work in the company, what are all the features required for that company. So in F11, when you create, automatically after creation, we will go to the company create features, F11. Otherwise, in the case of existing company, we have to press F11 to go to the company features. Then whatever feature we want, we have to enable the feature. So all the features we have to enable required for that company. And when you are entering in the company and working, at the time of working, wherever you are working, you want some settings. For that, we have to use configurations. It only at the time of working. At the time before that, before working, the features required for that company we have to enable. And when you are working, we have to activate the settings. They are called as configuration settings. We have to activate, and these activated settings will be applicable to all the companies in the tally. Company features will be applicable only for that particular company in which we enable the features. Now, so everything is done. Now we have to work in the company. So to work in the company, we require some masters. So those masters, where are the masters and how to see them, how to do the work with the masters and all the things. So here I am doing now. So before that, the masters, everything we know. We already yesterday we discussed. So this is the company we created in the last video. So if you enter into that, now in this case, this is the, when you see here, when you start the tally prime, directly we will enter into the database. If you already enabled or act and opted for default loading of a company, that is in the company that is what is that called as by location. So here default loading of company, it will be yes by default. So if it is yes, in this company, the number one first company, that is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh company will automatically load in the gateway of tally. Otherwise, if you make it no, then there will be no default loading of any company. Directly when you open, see for example, when you open the tally frame or when you start the tally frame, directly you will enter into the database, or it's called as select the company page. Select the company is called as select the company page. That means this is also called data folder or database. In this, all the companies which you created will be available. So example, yesterday this is the company we created, for example. And whatever company you select, you have to enter and you have to load this company from the gateway of tally. To work in a company, we have to enter into the company through the gate only we have to go. So through the gateway of tally, we have to enter. So I am selecting this company. So if this company is loaded in the gateway of tally. So the company selected to work, to make the entries that will be shown on this side here in bold letters. If you select many companies, all the list will be shown here. They will be light in color. And the company which you selected recently and which you want to work, that will be shown on the top. All the other companies will be shown. All the companies will be shown at the bottom. This is the company which we are working, and it will be shown in bold letters. This is called, the name of the company will be shown here. And above that, current period. The period, current period means, the period means financial year. The current financial year in which we are working, that will be shown here. Now we are working 1st April 23 to 31st March 25. So if we are using some other period, that period will be shown. At present, we are using 20 to 24, 25 financial year. So 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. That is on the left side. On the right side, on the top, current date will be there. So the date in which we are working now. So that work now, that date will be shown. Here you see, this is the new company. So we have not done anything. So the current date will be 1st April. And here, in this case, date of last entry, that means it's already it is existing company, it's a old company, we are making entries. And what is the date when we made entry at the end? That is the latest entry where we made. That is called as the last entry where we made. For example, today is 10. Already we made entries only up to 5th. So the current date is 10. And the current date which you are working on. And here, up to which day we made the entry. That is, up to 5th, we made the entry. So here, date of last entry will be shown as 5th date. Suppose now we are making entries for 6th or for 7th or for 8th. So here, the current date will be shown as 8th. That is the date on which we are entering now. That date will be shown here. And here, date of last entry is the last entry when you made for the transactions. So that date will be shown. And the other side, this is the one part. This is about the company info. And this side, gateway of tally. So here in this case, the top one is called, like we already know, your company, create, alter, all these things. This is called top menu, company menu. On the right side, this is called as right button bar. Okay. So in this button bar, and the company is created only in the gateway of tally, only these two will be shown. We learned about this already. This is here. It is available here. So there are 3 buttons for this. The same buttons are available here. Change company, select company, shut company, and these two are separate in the company menu. Okay. And here this is the date that we will learn later. That is useful for selecting a date or selecting a period. Particular date, F2, serve, and you click here. Alt F2, that is a period from one date to another date. From one date, 1st April to 30th April, 1st May to 31st May, 1st April to 31st March. That is the period. For selecting the period, F2, Alt F2. Only for date, changing the date. Today we made entries. Then we have to change to the next date. Next date means automatically, so changing the date, F2 will work. You click F2, automatically go to the next date. If not to some other date, and in F2, we have to do that other date. Otherwise, it will go to the next date. That means changing the date. This F2 will be useful. This is about the gateway of tally, these buttons. And here in this gateway, there are some divisions. This is masters, transactions, utilities for banking, reports. In this masters, all the, just like accounts, we require some masters. Once created, they will be available forever. And you cannot create again. Only once every master, you have to create only once. If you create another again, it will show name already exists. It will not accept. So we have to create only once. And then the masters we have to use. For using, we have to create and then we'll use. So this is for the masters. And then transactions. After with the help of the masters, we will record the transactions. So these transactions we will record here. For that, there will be some vouchers. So in the manual accounting, we will enter into some book. But here, we enter the transaction in a place called a voucher. So for different types of transactions, depending on the nature of the transaction, different vouchers are prescribed. They are called as voucher types. They are called as voucher types. Okay, so we require in the masters, we require ledgers mainly, and in this case, in the previous class, we learned default groups and ledgers and voucher types. So all these will be available here. Here, these vouchers are used for recording the transactions, and this daybook is the report active that it will be available here also. And then utility, this is the relating to the bank reconciliation, and check printing, and all these things. This is for banking and reports. For all the work we done, we can see the report here. We can see the reports here. There are 4 reports here. There are many more reports. The other reports will be available here. Display more reports. In addition to this, there are more reports. So if you click that, there are many reports. These are all reports. Accounting reports, inventory reports, statutory reports, this is the exception reports, and all these things are many reports will be available. In this case, first we will take up masters. So in this masters means we have to use the masters for recording. With the help of the masters in the vouchers, we record the transactions. So masters we require. So in the masters, first of all, to use anything, we have to create the master and use the master. So first you have to create, and you can see masters created, and if there is an error, you can alter that. If you don't want a master, you can delete that, and all these are in this case. So first one is create. If you click that, what are the masters available? Number 1 is accounting masters. Number 2, inventory master. Inventory master is related to the goods. So inventory masters means masters related to goods. Then statutory masters related to the GST Act, GST income tax. So those some details are to be created. They are called as statutory masters. If statutory details means statutory details, registration, etc. The details are to be given. These are all the masters we require in this. First of all, so we click in the create button. So here, all these masters we can create. First, we are taking up accounting master. Groups, we know for it. Groups, ledgers, currency, voucher type. So currency, there is only one. For India, it is creation. For India, there is only one currency and voucher types. There are many default voucher types, 24 voucher types, and there are groups, 28 types of groups are there, primary 15 and secondary 13. And ledgers, in the ledgers only 2 will be there by default, cash and profit and loss account. These are all required. The default group, voucher ledgers, voucher types, currency, required for every company. That is why they are created by default. All other, suppose groups, those groups are enough. And the voucher types, all these 24 types are 24 group voucher types. They are enough. But if you want some more group, some more voucher types, you can create. Otherwise, the default groups and voucher types, they are enough for any company. And ledgers, there are only 2. Because every company requires different ledgers. That is why these 2 are required to every company. That is why these 2 are created by default. And all other ledgers, we have to create whatever we require. If you click, you can see create button. That is ledger creation. We have to give the details, name, and for every ledger, we have to place every ledger under one group. So these groups are already given. So when I take the ledger, the groups we have to attach. For every ledger, we require a group. Okay, like this we have to create. Okay, when I'm creating X, we are taking for example, and here will come. This is the X, and X means X name of the person. He may be a debtor or creditor. He has to pay to us, or we have to pay to him. So if you purchase from him, he will be a creditor. Then it is called as he's a one creditor, and all the creditors will be placed in one group only. That's why all the creditors collectively called as sundry creditors. If you type SUN, you show sundry creditors, sundry debtor. So take sundry debtors, and then all other details will give. So first of all, so till the end, we go on clicking, that is the enter. At the end, it will show at the end. So yeah, at the end, it will come here. So from here, So it will accept. If you accept, it will be saved. Or otherwise, so from any place, directly, what we can do is from here are there is nothing to be changed. You can save it by clicking Control A. So automatically it will be saved. Like that, we can create. So we can create ledger from this button. So in this button, we can create. After creation, we will go to another ledger we can create. Like that, we can go on creating only. So this is useful for creating. The second one button, alter button. This is useful for just like this. So if you company, if you click alter, you can view the companies. We can display the companies. We can make alteration. We can make delete the company if we don't want to go here. So company will be displayed. Company will be is whatever company we selected. The company details will be displayed. Company will be displayed. There is any error. We can alter, or if you don't want Alt D, so we can delete this. Similarly, here also in the alter button, we can view the masters. So we can mute all the masters. Just like create, there are many masters. Similarly, in Alt also, there are many masters. So whatever masters you want, you can select. So groups you want, you select all the already created, they will be displayed. Or ledgers, there are only two created and one more you created now. You created one more, so that is displayed. Currency only India, rupee is available. Voucher types, all the voucher scheme types will be available here. They are already created. So if you want to see, there we can see create means will create. Orphan means first we can display groups, ledgers, everything we can display. But in the case of this one, when you're watching that, and if you have any error, we can rectify that. That is alter. For example, ledger. We already created one ledger. That is in the create button. Suppose if there is any error in this, for example, the state is not Telangana. The state is by mistake, by default, when you are creating, it will take by default Telangana, it will take, isn't it? Suppose if it is Andhra Pradesh, you can make it Andhra Pradesh and accept. Control A. So this is accepted Andhra Pradesh. So like this, you can view. That means what are the ledgers we created? We can view, or by clicking a ledger, by selecting a ledger, we can make any alteration. We can make any alteration. Similarly, this we can do. Okay, alteration we can do. And next one is we can do alteration. So what you call, you see, display, alter. Suppose if you don't want a particular ledger, that master you don't want, it is also a master. So that ledger we don't want, so we can delete that. Then select this. Then same thing like anything to delete, Alt D. Alt D if you accept. So click yes or Y. You that keyboard you can type Y or click yes here with the mouse, or you can enter. If you click no or click N or click escape, it will go back without accept. So this is deleted. So like this, in the alter button, we can view the ledgers, that is any master. We can view the master, that is display the masters, alter the masters if there is any error, as well as we can delete the masters. Okay. So here what we do. So in this case, creation button, we are any master, we can create only. But in this case, if you go to the alter button, we can view the master, whether it is ledger or group, whatever it may be. We can view the masters. We can view the masters. So here, ledgers, we view the two ledgers already by default ledgers, and groups created by default, and voucher types, everything you can view. So it is useful. Alter is useful. First of all, it is useful for display. And then we did now. We can make any alteration. Andhra Pradesh, we changed. So it is alteration. Or if you don't want, we can delete. Anything we can do with the alter button. And one more thing, in this alter button, not only this, in addition to this, we can work, this can be used for creating also. This create button is useful for any master. The create button is useful for creating only. It is only for creating. But here, alter button is used for display, Then there is an error, any mistake, alteration, that is alter. And if you don't want a master, we can delete that. We can do all these three things: display, alter, delete. In addition to this alter button also used for creating also. So here, if you go to alter button, lectures, so everything is displayed. You can make alteration, deletion, everything. In addition to this, in every page it will be available on the top one button create. So here also we can create same thing here, ledger creation, same X and co, for example, X and co is a Sunday creditor. So accept Sunday creditor. Then Y and co, for example, is a Sunday debtor. SUN, Sunday debtor. So it is control A, accepted. For example, call it as salaries. So the salaries. So for every ledger, the name will be here. We will create the name, and under means we will take up the group. That is, every ledger is to be placed under one group. Salaries means it is expense for us. That is why we take it as expense. So in this case, the expenses are two types: direct expenses and indirect expenses. All the expenses paid in the factory for manufacturing, or all the expenses paid after purchase of goods till the goods are brought into the business and kept ready for sale. All the expenses paid till that, they are called as direct expenses. And all the expenses irrelevant or not related to the purchase of goods, not related to the manufacture of goods, all the expenses paid, they are called as indirect expenses. Example, it means all the expenses paid, used, all the expenses paid for the office, they are not related to the production or goods. That is why they are called as indirect expenses. Salaries means salaries paid to the staff in the office. Wages means wages paid means salaries paid to the workers in the factory. That is why wages means direct expenses. Salaries means indirect expenses. If you take indirect, IND, see here, indirect expenses income, you have to take indirect expenses. You should not take expenses bracket indirect. These two we should not take. Only these two can take. If you want, these two we can remove. Okay. So indirect expenses, and then these are all related to the taxes. We are not bothered. So I accept this. Like this, we can create. Now we should see, we go to alter button. First we will see ledger if we go. So we will see these two are default ledgers. These three we created now. Suppose there is alteration, deletion also we can do, or one more thing we will create. Okay. Z and O we will create. For example, it may be a sundry debtor or creditor, whatever it may be, accepted. So these are all we created. So if you want, see, this is displaying, creating, say in this alter button, created, and now it is displayed, all the ledgers are displayed. Suppose in this case, Z and Co, see we created as sundry debtor. So that is the error. So actually is a creditor, then you can change it. SUN, you can take this creditors. So see, Sunday creditors, control A, accepted. Now we see Sunday creditors. So we can make the alteration. And also, for example, UP is not from Telangana, from other state. So Andhra Pradesh, take Andhra Pradesh. So take Andhra Pradesh, accept. So see here, we change and it is like this. We can make alteration. Okay, so creating in the create button, or in this alteration button also on the top create button. Through this same work we can do. Everything we can do here only. So create button, we can create the ledger, and we can in the alter page after creation, if you go escape and go back, so all the ledgers will be displayed. So display. Then if there is any change, we can make the alteration, we can do. And also, suppose out of this, if any ledger or any master, not only this, either any in anything, see in this group, so we actually indirect expenses means these two are required. These never use. So this we can delete. So it is by default now, we cannot delete. Actually, we don't require them, we don't use them. These things. These are all by default created. We cannot delete. We can create, we can delete. And for example, if we ledger, go to the ledger, Z.co we created and altered also. Suppose if we don't want this one, we want to delete. So go to the page. This is when first time when you are creating a ledger, it will show as ledger creation. It will show. It will show. For example, if you go to the create button, first we are creating. See ledger creation. First time it shows as ledger creation. After creation, next time whenever you open, it will show as ledger alteration because once it is created, under that for making any changes only you will open. That is why you click now. See ledger alteration, ledger alteration. So in this case, so we make alteration. Okay. So created, then displayed, then altered. Alteration is done. Now if you don't want this, if you want to delete this, same button Alt D. Alt D if you press and press enter. This is deleted. See that is deleted. Okay, like this with the alteration button, create button we can create. With the alteration button, we can create and we can display the masters. Here it is ledger. In the case of goods, goods will be that in the case of groups, goods will be displayed. So any masters they will be displayed. So ledgers we are taking. So the ledgers will be displayed. And if you don't want any ledger, we can delete that by selecting the by opening that and clicking Alt D. That will be deleted. So all these things we can do. Then in addition to creation, in addition to alteration, deletion, display, alter, delete, in addition to these three, creation also we can do in the same alt button without using create button. I never use create button. I always use only alter button. In this only I will create also. So like this. So this is the thing. So here what we did, see here, grouping, we know the groups. And for every ledger, every ledger is to be placed under one group. I will give the examples also. Different groups, what are the different type, different ledgers, what is the group? Like that, I will give the example the next class. Okay, creation of ledger, this we will take up at the end. And then display, that is creation, either create button or alter button. Display, alter, delete, all this in the alter button we have done. Okay, so far what we did, we created ledgers. That is one salaries ledger, then X and Co ledger, then Y and Co ledger. We create three ledgers. These are all called. See here, all these are created separately one by one. That is only one ledger is created at a time. It's called as single or individual ledger. We create here. See here, create, go to ledger. We are creating only one ledger will be created. After creation, again we will go here. It will be as it is. Then again, we can create another ledger either here or here also. We will create, so that will be created. After creation that, we can create another one like that. We can create in this vertical, in the create button or alter button. We can create one ledger, one master at a time. Only one master at a time. We cannot create more than that. It is called as individual ledgers. So creation of ledgers. So individual ledgers. So in addition to that, suppose we are creating one by one. See here, one by one. There are some more. We will create all the ledgers one by one. But all the ledgers we can create at a time also. That is called as creation of multiple ledgers at a time. Creation of an individual ledger, we did already. If you want to create more ledgers at a time, it is called as creation of multiple ledgers. How to create multiple ledgers? How to create multiple ledgers? That is, if you want to see, you want to create, you can create in the create button ledgers or anything. So mostly we will create ledgers. Ledgers we will create in the single ledger. We will create in the create button as well as in the alter button. Also it will be displayed and then we can create here. So single ledgers you can create. If you want to create more ledgers, then you have to go to the chart of accounts. In the chart of accounts, you have to go, and if you take groups, only groups will be displayed. And if you go to voucher types will be displayed. Currencies will be displayed if you go to that. If you go to ledgers, if you go to ledgers, in the case of goods, It will display all the groups like main groups and subgroups. From the beginning, main groups, after some gap, secondary groups, that is subgroups will be displayed. Or if you go to ledgers, main group, subgroups, as well as under the subgroup, if there is subgroup, otherwise under the main group, we create the ledger. That is, if you go get the ledger, all the main group, subgroups, see here, cash, profit and loss account, X and Co, Y and Co, we created. Okay, X and Co, Y and Co, we created. And then profit and loss account, okay, it's already created already, and salary account we created now. So all these ledgers are shown under the secondary groups. There is no secondary group like what you call in the assets. There is no secondary group for fixed assets and investments. Directly under them, we create. Like that, we are creating the ledgers. So it is showing. So here in this place, we can create many ledgers, that is multiple ledgers. To create the multiple ledgers at a time, we have to go to chart of accounts. Then what you want to create? Ledgers. Select ledgers, go to ledgers, it will be displayed. Groups and ledgers already created will be displayed. Now, on the right, this is called as main menu, top menu. This is called as right button menu or right button bar. In this case, here at the end, see multi-masters. That is multiple masters creation. Multiple masters, and before that the short key is Alt H1, underline means H. Alt H. So we go to this multi-masters. Or you can click here. If you click here, you will go to multi-masters. What you have to do? Multi-masters, multiple masters. Either create or alter, everything you can do. So here, now we have to create. So we will go to the multi-create. Click that, and then one table will open. Here, this is the creation. Here, ledgers will be created, and every ledger we have to place under one group. So the name of ledger and the group will be entered here. Okay. Suppose if you want to create, we are creating now. If you want to create many ledgers under different groups at a time, so we create many ledgers, but these ledgers groups will be different. That means many ledgers under different group. If you want to create at a time, here group, which group? All the groups. That is why all items if we take, we can create any ledger under any group. So click here, will come here. For example, telephone charges. You got it. These telephone charges will be under indirect expenses. So go to indirect expenses. Opening balance will go later. And then next one is Rama. For example, Rama, we are purchasing from him. He is maybe Sunday creditor. Okay, Sunday creditor. Then Raghava. Raghav, we are selling to him. He is a debtor. So yes, you have to type income. Sunday debtor. Like this, similarly, SBI, State Bank of India. So this is called as bank account. Here, it comes under bank account. Any bank, current account is called and comes under bank accounts group. And if there is OD, there is a bank overdraft, SBI OD account, then it will come under bank OD, OCC. So OCC also will be taken as OD. So then it will come under bank OD. Suppose in the state bank we taken loan, it is different. It is called as not SBI. SBI loan account. SBI loan account means loan liability. Here you see loans liability. We take loan liability means we have taken loan like this. But here SBI means it is comes under bank account. So bank account we take it. Next one. So if there is next one, we have to enter here. Otherwise, just again click, will come down. Or here itself, click Control A, or click again, it will come down, accept here. Either here or here, we can accept. So the SBI, Raghav, all these ledgers are created. Rama, okay, all these ledgers are created. Telephone charges, salaries, all these are created. So these are created as under all the groups. Under all the groups. Again, suppose if you want to create ledgers related to one group, all the ledgers under one group, create. Then again, create ledgers under another group, like a group-wise ledgers. Now, all the groups and all the ledgers are created under all the groups, multi-groups, ledgers, and created under multi-groups. If you want to create group-wise, then again, see here, go to multi-masters, go to multi-create. Here, what you are going to do, group. Previously, we created different lectures under different groups. Now, we want to create under one group only. So here, take that group. With all items is all groups. Here, one group. So here it is not available now. So what to do is, anywhere, if you want, the list will be displayed, group list, isn't it? So anywhere, if you want the list to be displayed, just click, give the cursor, click, space bar. If you click the space bar, see list of groups. So all the groups are coming. Suppose if we want sundry data, so make it SUN sundry data. So all the lectures will be under sundry data only. We are creating sundry data only. Suppose A and O. So this is an all the sundry data. So the group is sundry data. Under this group, automatically it will come here. We need a cursor. So automatically sundry data. So all will be sundry data. Then P and O, for example, these are the sundry data. Like that, all the data will be created and accept. Okay. Again, if you want to create sundry creditors, again multi-create, and here all items, space bar, sundry creditors. You go to sundry creditors, then here is the Subbarao. Okay, sundry creditor. Ramana, Ramana. So sundry creditors. Like that, you can create any under then Savita traders. All these are traders. I mean, sundry creditors like that. Here also, from click, enter, click, will come down, accept. Otherwise, here itself, control A will be accepted. Okay, so we created multiple ledgers at a time. And all the group, we created some under particular groups, whatever group you want. On the top, you have to give the group. And only the ledgers under that group only will be created. Okay, like this. Now, if we go to order page, see ledger, see all these which we created are available here. Which we created are available here. So this is about the multi-creation. That is, individual ledgers we created, multiple ledgers we created, and individual ledgers display we have seen, and multiple ledgers display will be there. Ledgers will be under the groups. It is the display, isn't it? So multiple ledgers also we can get display. Say here, all the multiple ledgers are displayed. Multiple ledgers will be under the groups. Cash by default, SBI, A and Co, B and Co, Raghav, X and Co. Then here, Rama, Ramana, Subbarao. So all these are displaying here. Multiple display. Here, all are displaying multiple. And there is one more here. After that, so when you are creating a ledger or an existing ledger, you are creating a ledger. So for example, AP and Co. Now we are creating, for example, either in the individual ledger, then I will do the multiple ledger. So individual ledger we are creating. After this, at the end, before going to the accept page, before accepting that, before that, after all these columns, if you go to one column called opening balance, if there is any balance in the previous period, if you come here, so the total opening balances will be shown here. The list will be shown here. Okay. So if you come here, you have to give the opening balance if there is a balance. And here, suppose there is 5,000 rupees balance is there. And then the balance, whether it is, the date will be 1st April 24. That is the beginning of the period. So here, what is the period? Current period, 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. So the beginning is 1st April 24. That is why it will be shown as, it will be shown opening balance on the first day on 1st April 24. Here it will show that. So we can show the balance, for example, 5,000 rupees. Then enter. It will show the balance, whether it's a debit balance or credit balance. Because This tally will take the group. To take the group, depending on the group, to decide debit or credit. Sundry debtor means always he has to pay towards. He is always a debit balance. So if you click, it will show the DR. It is debit balance, and this debit amount will go here. So debit side. Credit side there is no amount. So the difference it is showing 5,000 rupees debit more. So that's so okay. And then next one, for example, uh, Sunday creditor, for example. So this is Sunday creditor. When they are creating this or an existing company, if you go here, again, go on clicking, we will go here. We will go here. For example, this is also 5,000 rupees. The group is Sunday creditor. Sunday creditors means we have to pay to us. It is always a credit balance to show credit and it will go to the credit. So now there is no difference here. There is no difference here. There is no difference. So I mean, next again, if you give any balance, whether it is debit or credit, that it will go and add to the respective amount. Suppose if you give another entry, another balance, if it is debit, it will add up to the debit. If it is credit, it will add up to the credit. Like this, at the end, there should not be any difference. Debit and credit should be equal. There is a difference here. So we did mistake somewhere. Like this, we have to do the opening balances. And you are giving for individual ledger, we are giving. Similarly, if you want to give when you are creating or you want to give the balances, we have to give to the opening balances to multiple ledgers. Then also you have to go to chart of accounts. Then select ledgers. So all the ledgers are here available here. And then here, what are you going to now? What are you going to do? When you are creating, so after the group, there is open balance, you can view the open balance. When you are creating, now if it is already created old account, then go to the multi-masters and here, when you are creating, you go to the multi create. So you give the ledger of the ledger name, then group, and then it will go to the opening balance, then we will go to the balance. But here it's already created. So now what we will do? Alteration of the balances. Alter if you go, so all items if we take all items, see all items which you created, all items which you created. We see now we gave there already. So B and Co is also a sundry data. For example, 2000. So it's a debit balance. For example, Sunday creditor. So if you go here, 2000, it shows a credit balance. Like that, you can give this one. So if you take all items, it is better. All items, you take all the ledgers under all the group will be displayed here. You can give the balances at a time. You can give all the balances, then accept. It is good. If you go and see here in the alter button also, if you see here, you see if you click any ledger, so it will show the balance here. See here, we made some other alteration. We made some other entry that is opening balance, that is total. That total is shown here. Okay, there was 5,000 first debit credit, then 2,000 credit, we give debit credit. So both are same. Like this, we can do. So this is called as multiple ledgers as well as single ledgers, an individual ledger or multiple ledgers. We can display as well as we can enter there multiple ledgers on all the groups at a time or ledgers of different groups differently. We can do like that. So this is about the ledgers, and there is something more. And with the help of these ledgers, we have to make the entries. For making the entries, we have to make the entries in manual account. We'll make entry in a book, but here there will be no book. We have to make entry in one place. That place is called as voucher. So depending on the nature of the transaction or nature of the transaction, different vouchers have to be used. For purchasing goods, purchase voucher. For selling the goods, sales voucher. For making payment to others, payment voucher. For receiving money from others, receipt voucher. Like this, there are many vouchers, 24 times. Those vouchers we have to use. In those vouchers, we have to record the transaction that we will take up in the Next, what are the different vouchers and what are the vouchers, different vouchers. What are the different vouchers? And then in the vouchers, how to make, because we already know in a transaction, one account is to be debited, one account is to be, we can determine. If we fix that, then how to record that in the voucher? There in the books we write, but here in the voucher, how you record that we will learn in the next video. So till then, bye and good night. All the